There's a lamp shining bright in a cabin. In the window it's shining for me. And I know that my mother is praying for the boy she is longing to see. When it's lamplighting time in the valley, then in dreams I go back to my home. I can see that old lamp in the window. It will guide me wherever I roam. In the lamplight each night I can see her as she rocks in her chair to and fro. Though she prays that I'll come back to see her, still I know that I never can go. When it's lamplighting time in the valley, then in dreams I go back to my home. I can see that old lamp in the window. It will guide me wherever I roam. When it's lamplighting time in the valley, and the shadows of night gently fall, it is then that I long for the valley, and I miss you, mother dear, most of all. Away by the river so clear, the ladies were wending their way, and Pharaoh's little daughter stepped down in the water to bathe in the cool of the day. Before it was dark, she opened the ark and found the sweet infant was there. Before it was dark, she opened the ark and found the sweet infant was there. And away by the water so blue, the infant was lonely and sad. She took him in pity and thought him so pretty, and it made little Moses so glad. She called him her own, her beautiful son, and sent for a nurse that was near. She called him her own, her beautiful son, and sent for a nurse that was near. And away by the river so clear, they carried the beautiful child to his own tender mother, his sister and brother. Little Moses looked happy and smiled. His mother so good did all that she could to rear him and teach him with care. His mother so good did all that she could to rear him and teach him with care. And it made little Moses so glad. On a dark, stormy night, as the train rattled on, all the passengers had gone to bed, except one young man with a babe in his arms, who sat with a bowed down head. The innocent one began crying, as though its poor heart would break. One angry man said, "Make that child stop its noise, for it's keeping all of us away." "Put it out," said another, "don't keep it in here. We paid for our births and want rest." But never a word said the man with the child, as he fondled it close to his breast. "Where is its mother? Go take it to her," a maiden then softly said. "I wish that I could," was the man's sad reply, "but she's dead in the coach ahead." While the train rolled onward, a husband sat in tears, thinking of the happiness of just a few short years. Baby's face brings pictures of a cherished hope that's dead, but baby's cries can't waken her in the baggage coach ahead. One evening while out for a ramble, the hour was just about 9. I met a young maiden in Frisco, on the corner of Cherry and Pine. On her face there was beauty of nature, and her eyes seemed to expand. Her hair, so rich and so brilliant, was entwined in a blue velvet band. We strolled down the street together. In my pocket she placed a small hand. She planted the evidence on me, the girl in the blue velvet band. I heard the scream of a siren, and the girl in the blue velvet band left me to face all the trouble with a diamond that was worth 10 grand. They sent me to San Quentin for stealing. God knows I'm an innocent man. The guilty one, the girl in the blue velvet band. Last night when bedtime was ringing, I stood looking out through the bars. I fancied I heard a voice calling, for out on an ocean of stars. I'll be out in a week and I'm leaving, but I'll carry the name of a man who spent 10 years in prison for the girl in the blue velvet band. When I get out, I'll endeavor to live in some far distant land. I'll bid farewell to old Frisco and the girl in the blue velvet band. Now I've got no use for the women, a true one may seldom be found. They use a man for his money, when it's gone they'll turn him down. They're all alike at the bottom, selfish and grasping for all. They'll stay by a man while he's winning, and laugh in his face at his fall. My pal was an honest young puncher, honest and upright and true, but he turned to a hard-shooting gunman on account of a girl named Lou. He fell in with evil companions, the kind that are better off dead. When a gambler insulted her picture, he filled him full of lead.
All through the night they trailed him, through Mesquite and Thick Chaparral, and I couldn't help think of the woman as I saw him pitch and fall.
If she'd been the pal that she should have, he might have been raising a son, instead of out there on the prairie to die by the ranger's gun. Death's sharp sting did not trouble, his chances for life were too slim, but where they were putting his body was all that worried him.
He lifted his head on his elbow, the blood from his wounds flowed red. He gazed at his pals grouped about him as he whispered to them and said,
"Oh, bury me out on the prairie, where the coyotes may howl o'er my grave. Bury me out on the prairie, but from them my bones please save. Wrap me up in my blanket, bury me deep in the ground. Cover me over with boulders of granite so gray and round." I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmy Brown. Most everybody knows I am the newsboy of the town. You'll hear me yelling Morning Star as I run along the street. I have no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. I have no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. I'm awful cold and hungry, sir, my clothes are torn and thin. I wander about from place to place, my daily bread to win. Never mind, sir, how I look, don't look at me and frown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmy Brown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmy Brown. My father died a drunkard, sir, I've heard my mother say, and I am helping mother, sir, as I journey on my way. Mother always tells me, sir, I've nothing in this world to lose. I'll get a place in heaven, sir, to sell the gospel news. So never mind, sir, how I look, don't look at me and frown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmy Brown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmy Brown. in Scarlet Town, where I was born, there was a fair maid dwelling, made every youth cry well away, and her name was Barbara Allen, all in the merry month of May, when the green buds were swelling. Sweet William came from the western states and courted Barbara Allen, in the merry month of June, when all things there were blooming. Sweet William on his deathbed lay, for the love of Barbara Allen. He sent his servant to the town where Barbara was a-dwelling. My master is sick and sends for you, if your name be Barbara Allen.
So slowly, slowly she got up, and slowly she came nigh him, and all she said when she got there, young man, I think you're dying.
Oh yes, I'm sick and very sick, and death on me is dwelling. No better, no better I never can be, if I can't have Barbara Allen. Don't you remember in yonder town, when we were all at the tavern, you drank a health to the ladies all around, and you slighted Barbara Allen.
Yes, I remember in yonder town, while drinking, I gave a drink to the ladies all around, and my heart to Barbara Allen,
as she was on her highway home. The birds they kept a-singing, they sang so clear, they seemed to say, hard-hearted Barbara Allen. She looked to the east, she looked to the west, she spied his corpse a-coming. Lay down, that corpse of clay, that I may look upon him. The more she looked, the more she mourned, till she fell on the ground a-crying, saying, take me up and carry me home, for I think that I am dying. She was buried in the old church tower, and he was buried anigh her. On William's grave there grew a red rose, on Barbara's grew a green briar. They grew to the top of the old church tower, though they could not grow any higher. They twined and tied in a true lover's knot the red, red rose around the briar. Well, the preacher went out hunting. It was on one Sunday morn, and although it was against his religion, he took his gun along. He shot himself some very fine quail and one little measly hair. And on his way returning home, he met a great big grizzly bear. The bear marched out in the middle of the road, right up to the preacher, you see. The preacher got so excited that he climbed up a simmon tree. The bear sat down upon the ground, the preacher climbed out on a limb, cast his eyes to the Lord in the skies, and these words he said to him. Oh Lord, you delivered Daniel from the lion's den. Also delivered Jonah from the belly of the whale, and then the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace, for the good book do declare. And now, oh Lord, if you don't help me, for goodness sake, don't you help that bear. The preacher stayed up in that tree, I think it was all night. He said, oh Lord, if you don't help me, you're gonna see one awful fight. About that time the limb let go, and the preacher came a-tumbling down. You ought to see him get his razor out before he hit the ground. He hit the ground cutting right and left, he put up a very game fight. Then the bear hugged that preacher, and he squeezed him a little too tight. The preacher lost his razor, but the bear held on with a vim. He cast his eyes to the Lord in the skies, and these words he said to him. Oh Lord, you delivered Daniel from the lion's den. Also delivered Jonah from the belly of the whale, and then the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace, for the good book do declare. And now, oh Lord, if you don't help me, for goodness sake, won't you help that bear? And now, oh Lord, if you don't help me,
Lordy, don't you help that bear.
While strolling down the street one day upon near Pleasure Bend, 'twas after business worries of the day, I saw a girl who shrank from me, in whom I recognized a schoolmate from a village far away. Is that you, Madge? I said to her. She quickly turned away. Don't turn away, Madge, I am still your friend. Next week I'm going back to see the older folks, and I thought perhaps some message you would like to send. Just tell them that you saw me, she said they'll know the rest. Tell them that I'm looking well, you know. Whisper if you get a chance to Mother dear, and say I love her as I did long, long ago. Your cheeks are pale, your face is thin. Come tell me, were you ill? When last we met, your eyes shone clear and bright. Come home with me when I go back. The change will do you good. Your mother wonders where you are tonight. I long to see them all again, but not just yet, she said. It's pride alone that's keeping me away. Tell them not to worry, for I'm all right, don't you know? Tell Mother I am coming home someday. Just tell them that you saw me, she said they'll know the rest. Tell them that I'm looking well, you know. Whisper if you get a chance to Mother dear, and say I love her as I did long, long ago. Oh, I'll twine with my mingles and the waving black hair. with roses so red, the lily so fair, and the myrtle so bright with the emerald dew. The pail and the leader and eyes look like blue. I will dance, I will sing, my life shall be gay. I will charm every heart, in his crown I will sway. When I woke from my dreaming, my idols were clay. All portions of love had all flown away. Oh, he taught me to love him and promised to love, and to cherish me over all others above. How my heart is now wondering, no misery can tell. He left me no warning, no words of farewell. Oh, he taught me to love him and called me his flower, that was blooming to cheer him through life's dreary hour. Oh, I long to see him and regret the dark hour. He's gone and neglected this pale wildwood flower. They gave him his orders at Monroe, Virginia, saying, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, but old 97, you must put her into center on time. He looked around and said to his black, greasy fireman, just shovel in a little more coal. And when we cross that White Oak Mountain, you can watch old 97 roll. It's a mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville on a line with a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his average, and you see what a jump he made. He was going down the grade, making 90 miles an hour, when his whistle broke into a scream. He was found on the wreck with his hand on the throttle and was scalded to death by the steam. Now, ladies, you must all take warning from this time now and on. Never speak harsh words to your true loving husband. He may leave you and never return. I'm just driftwood on the river, floating down the tide. I don't care where this old river carries me. I keep drifting just because my heart is broken inside. I'm tired of wishing for what cannot be. I may meet some bit of driftwood lost the same as I. Share a handshake and a tender tear or two. But it's always good luck, pal, we've got to say goodbye. I must wander on to keep my rendezvous. Though I drift through town and city, I can never stay, for I find no place to call my home, sweet home. I don't ask for help or pity, I just go my way. All I'm praying for is peace to dream alone. In my heart I don't feel bitter over what has been. I feel sorry for the one I must forget. And instead of being someone with a world to win,